Good morning, everybody, and how are you? My name's Iris Smith, and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Welcome, everybody, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for all your wonderful comments. I really do appreciate it, and some knowledgeable comments as well. And some of the things concerning the foliage I used that I didn't know it was called that in Florida. So yes, I'm really I love anything like that, knowledgeable. So today I'm going to do a wreath, and it's on a 16-inch grapevine wreath. I got it from, where did I get it from? Oh, it doesn't say. But anyway, it's a 40cm wreath, and I got it. So I thought, with it being more of a thicker willow than the twiggy ones, I thought, let's use this. And I'm going to leave it looking quite rustic with the twirly bits on and things like that. So today we're going to be doing like a green and a mustardy colour wreath. So I decided to get out my 7-inch pine needles. I've got quite a few of those out. I've also got again out my Parfavolia, which I want to place in as movement. I've cut down, because I've prepared, I've cut down off of some bunches and placed some eucalyptus, silver dollar, some on single picks, some I've left a little bit bushier, and some I've cut smaller for the inside. So I've done a mixture on those, and I've done the same with the fern, placed some on picks and then left one full bunch in case I need, or I'd like to just place the full bunch. Now I found some oddments in my leftover bucket of my hops. So there's only 3 pieces, so I'm going to use those and place in those. And also some long twiggy bits. I love my wispy bits, guys, so we're going to have those in as well. And I've cut off again, off of the main bunch, which I've got all down here, some green lavender. I've got this tarragon. Now it's in a mustard colour. I haven't prepared this because I don't really know whether I'd like to place it in as one full stem like that, or place a few little pieces on picks. I'm not quite sure yet. I've also got out some astilbe, which are like a cream colour, just to add in a little bit of light colour as well. I've also placed on some picks, again, some of my milky white seeds, and then I've got out some maple leaf, but in the cream with the brown veins on the back. So I thought I may add some of those in. For our floral, I'm not using a lot of floral, but I've decided to get the very pale lemon roses out as well. And then I've got some I've placed on single picks before we started of our hydrangea, but then I bought 3 big heads out as well, just in case I'd prefer to place those in instead. I've done a bow. It is in quite a bright green, but I wanted the bow to sort of be noticed, so I've placed in the harlequin pattern. I think that's a 5/8 ribbon, or 7/8 actually. The glittery green one is a 5/8, and then the gold one with the ruffly edge, which is an inch ribbon as well. I've also got out just 2 of my green pumpkins, the paper mache ones. I thought we could add those in. Now I haven't put picks on these yet, guys, but I've got some mushrooms, I thought, and I got these off C&S, a lovely lady, and I thought I've got 5. I didn't know, I got the other 2 there because I wasn't sure whether I wanted 3 or 5, so I'm starting with 3, but with the green, like olive green, velvet on top. And then I've also got some picks with the pumpkins on, again in the same colour, from the same lady, from C&S, and I thought we could just add those in. And finally, I've got out my big acorns. You get 3 of each colour, so I've got some in the dark brown, and they come on picks like at this length, some in the dark brown and some with the like limey green with a bit of brown tint or tone to them as well. So I've got 3 of each of those out. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to bring the camera down and we're going to get started. One moment, guys. Let's zoom in a little bit more, or should I say bring the camera in a little bit more. So we'll place that there. I had a lovely message of somebody saying, how do I pick the design and the colours of what I do? I think, guys, it's basically down to, I can't really think the reason, but I'm just assuming that it's probably down to all the practice and all the many years of floral arranging that I've done in fresh flowers and in artificial. And also when I first started, I was taught many different floral designs, absolutely lots. And also we had to learn about the colour chart and different colours that would go together to make things from, you know, bounce off each other. So I think that's all I can think where I get my ideas from. Let me just cut that one off, it's sticking into the surface. So first of all, I'm going to want to place in, and these are going to be my background foliage, so I'm going to want to place in the eucalyptus. And again, I think I've done well to prepare today. So I've got several on single picks, as you can see, and then I've got some where I've left them on the stem itself, and some are longer than others. Single, I keep finding single, and yes, yeah, some are longer than others, and some I've done, if I can find, shorter. So they may be up for on the inside or a little bit of filler. So we're going to start with the longer pieces, and I'm going to do just a crescent one today. I'm not going to be doing a full wreath, so I'm going to work upside down. So I've got to search for the bigger ones. So what I do at one end, I will do at the other. I'll try and keep it in focus, all of it, because I noticed when I analysed my video yesterday that, not yesterday, the day before, some of it you couldn't see. I'm going to put this one in the centre. Let's just cut it a little bit more. This is quite, with a tight wreath as well. Let's just get it under. I don't know whether I want it that far out. It's quite big, so let's pull it back out. I'm going to take this last one off as well. Yes, I think that one would be better like that. Just get it under the wire. Like so. And I'm going to bring some on the inner side. I always like to do my foliage first, and I always like to go one on the outside, one on the inside in a zigzag pattern. Let's see if I've got any more longer. Oh, it is quite a tight wreath. And as I go along, I'm placing in smaller, as I come up to the centre at 9 o'clock, smaller stems. And I will place in some single ones. I may just have to turn that leaf around. So let's place in some single ones as well. What I'm going to do with these, I'm going to place in a few underneath where I feel there's a bit of a gap, or, you know, to fill it up. I've got two different tones of I've noticed of these, so I can only think that I've mixed them up. I'm going to bring one here. Oh, it is very tight, this wreath. I guess that's a good thing. Let me cut that a bit shorter because it will hold it in. Oops, a daisy. So I hope you've all been doing some wonderful arrangements or wreaths, anything like that. I've left a bit of a gap here because this is where I want my bow, in the centre. I always usually say leave at least about a fist, you know, a hand's width from for your bow. We're just filling in with it where I feel we may need just some more. Right, so I'm not going to place any more in. If I need any more, I'll just grab some. Right, I want to place in the fern. Let's just move everything out of the way. And again, I've got some on single picks. I just wanted to add these in. I think fern looks lovely with anything, absolutely anything. So I always like to bring one on the ends, on either the top and the bottom. If I just move it and place it this way. Right, I can see some glue. Oh, I've just found an extra piece here. I may place that in. Let's have a look around here. So yes, I do like to add them in at the end, because if they're going to go around, I always say place them in and around ends of, if you're doing a crescent one anyway. Let's cut these few down. So I'm going to do the same with these, one on the outside, one on the inside. Gosh, my glue's a bit stringy today, guys. I've topped it up with glue, so it seems to be a little stringy, but we can work with that. So I'm bringing the fern in all the way up to the top, or should I say where we're going to meet in the centre, because what I'm doing one side, I'm doing the opposite. I'm going to check if some of the stems have gone through, because I am pushing them in quite far, with them being quite a tight wreath. I'm having to push them really in. Let's bring that one there. I don't know why it's around the centre there. It seems to be really tight. I'm sure we can force it in with a bit of strength. Oh my goodness. That is a bit tight. Let's try it again. And then I'm just going to get one more and place it on a pick, because I haven't got any single picks left. Well, I may need two actually, because I want to bring one here and then one coming out. So we'll do the one coming out first. Let me just get my pliers. Let's get a bit of more of a grip and placing it in. That doesn't seem like it's stuck to anything, so I'll cut it a little bit shorter. Let's hope we can get the bow through. I'll do one more. Now I'm going to keep this stem coming on the inside slightly shorter. We don't want the stem as long. No, it's just doesn't seem to be catching on anything. You'll find that if your stems, you've placed them in and then they just keep, you can see them moving downwards on their own, you know that they're not really caught onto anything to hold them in place. Now that I felt, there we go, See, it's stood up by itself. So that's what we've got at the moment for our eucalyptus and our fern. So now I was wondering about these. Yeah, we're going to be adding some of these in. Let's take a few out. I don't know how many I'm going to need. I don't want to overload it with a light foliage. Tangled up. So I'm going to be bringing these just underneath some of the fern. I may bring the odd one on top as well. So again, what I'm doing on one side, I will do on the other. I'm going to turn it this way, guys. It's very much like a sandy tone. I've got something on that one. There we go. Oops, it's come off the pick. Yes, it's like a sandy tone. Very pretty. I love the dark veins on the back. I'm going to go around the outer side first, just to mix these up with the eucalyptus. So we've got this nice light colour underneath, what will contrast against the green. I think near the centre I'll go a little bit shorter on the stem. Because I don't want it sticking out as far. Oh my goodness. It brings that lovely look underneath. So now I'm going to bring the odd one on the inside. So I'll cut these slightly shorter. So where I've got these two, I'm going to place one. Oops, just get the fern out of the way. Just there in between to create that triangle. So then I'll do it with the second one and then the third to position this one to create that triangle with those. So if you just keep in mind to create your triangle, then it will all balance out. So the third and the fourth, so I will go in around here if I can. Oh my goodness. I know I like wreaths that are tight, but crikey. and again the 4th and the 5th, and then I'll create the triangle around here. The 5th and the 6th, we'll bring one here. And one more. So then we don't need no more of those. And then the 6th and the 7th, and we'll bring that here. So that's what we've got at the moment. If I place it that way, or do I bring one in the center? Let me just grab one again. I do like to bring them inwards as well. Yeah, let's just bring that one in. Because I don't want it just to look like it's around the side. So let's try and, oh my goodness, incorporate it as well. If I can find somewhere. There we go. And let that sit there. So I'm going to put the bow on before I put any more stems in, because I don't want the glue inside to prevent me from pushing through my wire. But we're going to place that on there. So I'm going to get the wire at the back. Place it through my weaving needle. I'm going to have it about here. So this is going to be a challenge, I guess, with it being so tight. Oops. Yep. So that's one gone through. I can get the and let's get the other one and do the same. Let's see if I can get it through there as well. So before I, oh, I've just stabbed myself. Before I tighten it up, I will position the tail ends. So let's just twist it at the back. And then push it inside the wreath. So we've now got in the ribbon. So now once you've placed in your ribbon, you can decide if you'd like, if I can turn that way. Yeah. If you can then decide if you want your tail ends just going over the top, or if you want to just place them through. Let me just see if any stems have come through. No. Oh, one. A little one there. Yeah, you can decide whether you want them to go hang over or if you'd like to thread them through your foliage so then the ribbon hangs at the bottom. I can't quite make my mind up today. I keep feeling I've got that big lump there on the wood, but I can hear scraping. So let's hope I haven't got to cut it. So yes, I can't decide today whether I want to have them hanging over. I think I quite like that look today. Let's get the green harlequin up. And this green harlequin one would be lovely for a Halloween wreath. Right, so I may have to stand up now, guys, because I'd rather see above it. Do I place in my wispy bits first to get those in? Yeah, let's get the wispy bits in. I've cut different lengths off of the stems. The stems come like this. I've left, you know, the odd one or two like that, and cut some down just to add in those for the length. Then I'm going to just manipulate it a little. I've got another one that I'll bring down here. I'll manipulate that one as well. I'll bring another one in here as well, just either side of the bow in the middle. Let's just see if I can get a bit of help. No, it's not going in there. So let's just remove the glue. I'm trying this place here. There we go. Again, we'll do one either side of the bow. Oh my gosh, guys, it really is exceptionally tight. Have you ever had a wreath that's really tight? I'm going to bring one coming in. So let's just lift up our bow. I can see where to place it. Add that one in there. And then I'm going to bring one coming out from the side. There. So I'm not going to place any more of the long wispy bits in. I'll just put those up here with them being so long. I do with the pumpkins. I want these sitting on the top like this, and the mushrooms. Same that with those. Yeah, sitting on the top so they can be seen. Right, let's try with a few pieces of pine needles. I've just got glue on it. I'm going to bring some on the inside, with them only being small. These should be able to get in because they're really thick wire. Just bring some around. Go underneath around the bow. Just incorporate some there as well. And then this side. Then I'll bring another one. I'll bring it like that. And there. And then one more on the end. So we've covered those. I'm not going to bring any on the outer side. If I would have used my 11-inch ones, I would have put those on the outside, but I think we've got plenty. Now the Parfavolia, I may bring on the outside. What I'm wanting to do, I think, is add this, which will also start to bring it alive. There is a lot of green. Let's have a look if I need it as a cluster. I think that's quite nice as a cluster. Do I bring it? One there. Again, always try it before you do it. One there. One there. Let's use them all. And maybe one here. And then one down here somewhere as well. So then we've got them around the outer side, because we've got our astilbe that we can place on the top. So we're going to leave them as a full cluster. One like that. Push that one in a little bit more. Oh, let me just check the camera. I get paranoid. Yeah, it's still running. Then one in the centre, just here where the bow is, bring it directly on the 9 o'clock mark. If you look at it as a face of a clock, I can't see because of that. I may have to have another go at that one. It doesn't seem to be sitting properly. And if you can't, if you want to judge it directly opposite the one you're placing it, just go across like this, and that will lead you to where you need. Bend it down a little. I think that one's in the wrong place. Just dropped a piece off. Let's glue that back on. I think that needs to go about here. Yeah. Right, so now we've got in our, this one's bugging me, look, because it's hanging, that means it's not sitting, and it's got no strength to sit it firmly in. So I'm going to cut that, shorten the stem, and replace it. Still doing it there. There we go. So now we've got those all in. We've still got lots to place in, and it is quite full as it is. So we may not use everything. Right, I'm going to place in the pumpkin picks, and I'm just going to bend them slightly to give them a bit of movement. And I'm going to bring these on top as well. So let's just cut it a little bit off. There we go. And I'm going to bring some foliage around it. So it just doesn't look like the stalk on top. Let's bring that through there. And I'm going to do the same down here at the bottom as well and bring that on here. And I'm also going to do the same and just incorporate some. I've just pulled that off. Oh, I'm naughty. Right, where's the pick for it? There. And I'm going to glue that back on. And I'm going to bring some of the foliage around the pick as well. Just bend it slightly. And then the third one, I'm going to bring coming. Do I bring it inwards? I may bring. No, I'm going to bring it outwards. I'm going to keep it outwards with them being long. And I'm just cutting the stem shorter on this one. Let's see if I can find somewhere to place it. I can't see. Just bear with me a moment, everyone. I can see something there. It's just trying to get it in with it being so tight. It's not holding very well. There. So we've got those. Now our lovely green pumpkins in. And with these, I just want to place these on top so you can see that they're just sitting there. You can have some on the inside. And I've got the pumpkins here. I'm going to put these two pumpkins on the end because I've only got two left of these. So we'll sit those on the ends. Let's have a look. So we're going to put some filler foliage in there. So let's just see what where I'd like to place them. I'd like to see the actual stalk. So they may want to sit better there. One here. And then one just under here. And have those there. And then I've got the acorns that I will just add in as well. So let's see. Now we're going to need to place picks on these. So because I'm going to look at the angle that I'd like it to be. So I want the stem to be somewhere like inside there. So it sits there. So let's just put a bit of glue. And I'm just pushing it in. And wiping the glue off what's seeped out. And it's going to be the same with this one up here. So I'm wanting it around there. Just sit that there a moment. But then the one on the side. And I'm placing the picks underneath so you can't see the pick when I place them in, so you'll just see the stalk. So let's get, they're not heavy. So we'll place one there. I've placed one at the top here. I don't want to have it facing downwards. So I'm going to sit. Maybe I need to come down a little bit more. So we've got it leaning inwards slightly. And then we'll do the one here as well. Now let's see if I can just, it's this side that's really tight. Let's just get the, and just, oh, I think that's helped. I'll bring it on top of the bow actually as well. It's just been the pick. Or would it be better sitting upright a little bit? Yeah. So we've got that also in as well. So now we've got in our mushrooms. I'm going to, I think I'll place the acorns in later. What I want to do is get just a bit of floral. So let's take these off. I don't want lots. Again, you can actually not bother having the floral if you just don't, you know, you'd rather have it as it is. I'm going to cut the stem shorter, and you could do it like that. Because it does look nice even without any floral. I just want to add in that extra little bit of floral with it. I can't get that one in either. Goodness. So let's try again. I don't like things to defeat me, guys. There we go. I think I'm going to bring one there. Again, I don't want too many. I'll see. Bring it a little closer. Near the centre. And I may bring just 2 on the outside. So then I'm just using 3 of the roses. Just so there's a, you can see some floral on the outer side as well. And then again, where these 2 are, I shall go in the centre here, like I've done with that. Place that one on the outside. So I've got that one on the outside as well here, in between these 2 to form that triangle. So I'm not going to use any more of the roses. So, right, I've placed some of the hydrangeas on picks. I just want to, my tummy's grumbling. I may bring 2 either side here. If I just keep those there, I think I may, okay, incorporate a little bit there. Maybe, do I bring one? There. Yeah, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try the centerpiece first and place it, because I've got a rose in the center. I'm going to try and place this within the bow as well. and just bring the loops below and leave that sitting up there. And I'm going to place them somewhere the mushrooms are. And then one where this mushroom is. There's that one there as well. And I've got these two in the center. So I'm just going to turn it around, guys, so I can see where I can place it. I'm actually going to cut these a little bit shorter. And then I haven't got them sticking out as far. Again, we'd like to have a bit of floral around the centre. Here's some of our foliage. That's one. Oops. No, that's gone a bit too far down. Let me take the glue off again and redo that one. So we've got that there as well. Let's just bring our bows in, loops into it. I think I'm going to just turn this tail end over a little bit, like so. Right, so now we've got in our hydrangeas as well. If I hold it there, so you've got those in the centre here, two either side, and then you've got them where the pumpkin is, the centre of the bow, and where this pumpkin is as well. So I don't need no more hydrangeas. Do I need a astilbe for that different texture? Yes. Do I need the berries? Oh, maybe. I don't need the lavender. I don't know now about the hops. I could place one under here, bit of foliage where that is. So let's do those. Just cut it at an angle. So where the pumpkin is, we'll add in a little bit of foliage as well. That doesn't seem to have gone in very well. Oh, that's better. I didn't push it in very well. No, I don't like it there. It needs to, I like it there, but it needs to go further along here. It's just not. I'm going to pull the plastic stem off the wire so I can get it in better. So let's try again. So I need it to be the placing in somewhere down here. So you've just got that little bit under here. And then I'll do the same with another piece. I'll cut this stem down as well. If I can. And I'll place that under this side too, right at the end. Bring that under the pumpkin so it's got some foliage. Do I bring that one in the middle? Or place it somewhere around there? But I don't think I can get it in around here because it's so tight and the stem is so chunky. So let's think of another option. We may bring it in to the centre. Again, mind you, it's just as tight here. So let's see. Can I get it? Oh, sure. I may just place it here. I can find somewhere. There we go. We'll just add it into there. May just going to turn these tail ends up a little bit. I'll have to play around with those near the end. So now I'm going to place in some just astilbe for different texture, just to lighten it up around where the pumpkins are, and a few bit pieces here, and just adding that different texture. So let's get one in around here. Oh my goodness. Do you ever have it guys, where you get a wreath that's really tight? Again, I'm not one for letting things defeat me. There we go. Just to add in just something, bit of different texture like that. Doesn't seem to be. Let's find another hole. There we go. We'll bring some again at the end, just under the bottom there, to sit alongside, brings a bit of light colour where the pumpkin is. me bring one here, another one there. So let's bring one down here instead. Just have it facing outwards. And we'll do that in a similar position on this side also. Do I bring one in there? I'm going to bring one on the side here. On the outer side. I'm going to do the same up above. Just where the tarragon is. And then I'm going to bring one on the inside. So let's cut this one down. Let's see if we can. Yes. So we've got that one there as well. So I'm not going to place any more of those in. I'm not going to put any, I don't think. Oh, I don't know, guys. I'm going to put the odd one. Let's place the odd one in. Just so then I know I've placed it in, otherwise I'll keep wishing I'd done that. I'm going to place one in here as well. And I'm going to just again add one there where the pine is. Just lift it up a little. I don't know what that is. I'm going to cut that one down. It's a bit too... When I push it in, or if it bends, it's probably because I can't get it in any further. Or it could be... Why do I put one there? So what am I doing? 1, 2, 3. Do I place one? As well. So I'm not going to place any more of those in either. We've still got our acorns and our Parfavolia. Let me see that. don't want a lot of this in because it will, if I leave it to a stem like that, it will show a lot. Let's have a look. I cut a few down again in preparation. So with this being like you've got on the ends here the lighter shades around each other, I'm thinking of just popping a bit of greenery underneath, just to slightly break it up a little so there's not too much of the light tone. Just adding some of that there. Let me peel the stem, plastic off the stem, so it just reveals the wire inside. It'll be easier to place in such a tight wreath. Now I'm just considering doing one there, maybe one there. You see, I've got a gap here, so I would like to place one here. I don't want to cover up the little pumpkins. And the same here as well, just there. So do I keep those loops there? I'm going to bend the tail ends over. Fill that little piece in, and then that little piece in. I don't really need one there. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to stick just two in. A little one, well, I say a little piece. Just adding the Parfavolia there. And that one there. I don't feel I need it to place any more in, so I'm going to just leave that like it is. Now let's have a look at our acorns. I could place some acorns around here. And just add those in as well. Probably just the three. I don't really want to add I don't think anymore, because it is quite full, and I don't feel it's going to add much more interest by adding lots and lots of elements in. So I'm going to just add three in. I'm going to just cut the wire at a 22-degree angle to make it easier to insert. There we go. So we've got that one there. there. And our final one. I'm going to place it here. Right, so I'm not going to add any more of those in, or any other elements. I feel we've got quite a bit in, as you can see if I hold it like that. There is quite a lot in. So it's more, you know, I think it looks really pretty. Concerning the tail ends, I think I'm going to just... Do I just hang them, let them hang? I may just curl the bottom. And then just pull the centre out and just give that little tighter ringlet on the bottom. Do the same with all three. Instead of curling it right to the top, one needs to go. It's not, I may have done that. Oh no, that's okay. No, I'm not happy with that one. So let's just do probably a bigger loop with this one. And have that like that. And then do the same with the glittered one as well. Right, so I'm going to get my easel. So let's just place it on. Let's have a look. Oh, let me just clear my workbench up, guys. It's a lovely colour, you know, the sagey green with the pale lemon and a bit of mustardy colour. Right, I'm going to bring up our camera. Let's just have a quick look. Right, I'm just going to alter where the ribbon is. It's gone behind the foliage. So let's bring it forward. And that gold ribbon, I'm not happy. Right, so let's just bring it up. I hope you can see that, guys. I've had to come quite far back just so you can, you know, get it all in. I thought I'd lost a pumpkin. I thought I'd lost a pumpkin. So let's see which one. Here, just spotted it. And just place a bit of glue on the end. And pop it back on. There we go. So guys, I hope you like that colour. It's a lovely colour, you know, again, just by adding the mushrooms in. I did really want to see the stalks of the mushrooms, but you can't really with everything that I've placed in. I'll see if I can just manoeuvre it a little bit. But yes, plus with the like the goldy or mustard coloured tarragon, you know, that works well with the maple with the brown veins on the back, and then also your lemon roses and your like cream colour or ivory astilbe, just by adding in things that are around the similar tone, you know, give it that lovely effect with the like the, I don't know, is it a sagey green or olive green? Olive green, I think it is. Correct me, I think it's an olive green. And then just with the acorns as well added in, and just a bit of your pine needles. You don't have to have these pine needles, you can have the ones that you'd probably use. Oh, what I'm trying to think. Let me grab one. I've gone all silly. You could use these instead and just add those in and around. They would look pretty as well. If you want, you could spray them if you've got any spray, or you use it with a bit of gold glitter on them and incorporate that. And if you've got picks, you know, with the pumpkins on, just add those. I don't really like the thought of seeing that stem, so let's cover it. And again, and I've just used eucalyptus, the silver dollar. I've not gone for anything out of the ordinary. You know, I thought the eucalyptus would look lovely, because I do find that this silver dollar eucalyptus is quite softening. I've used it when I did real flowers in a lot of weddings and funerals. So it is quite a nice soft looking foliage. So add that in instead of perhaps like willow or anything. Add something with a rounded leaf instead of a pointed leaf. And the reason I've added the rounded leaf in is because the majority of everything that I've incorporated is circular and round. Now if I had spiky flowers, you know, what would like probably thistles and things like that, then I may have incorporated a bit of spiky foliage. The only spiky foliage I've got is the ferns, but I've chose the ferns that are quite slightly rounded on the leaf as well. They're not sort of like at a point. And again with the hydrangeas, the petals on the flowers are round. So I've tried to incorporate that round shape to it with the foliage and the floral. And again, the only spiky floral foliage here is the pine needles. But I feel that that adds a little bit of a woody effect to it as well. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. And I hope that you're going to give it a go. You'll absolutely love it. Love the colour. And try it in the olive greens and the pale yellows with a bit of gold. You could put gold fern in as well if you've got fern, or any gold bay leaf, things like that. It doesn't have to be glitter. It could just be painted, like the metallic look, or cut out leaves as well in, you know, gold. Anything really. I mean, I've got lots. But that would, you know, really sit well, the gold with it as well. And you could keep, you know, it's a lovely autumn arrangement. And if you decided to keep it for Christmas, but you didn't want the pumpkins in, just take the pumpkins out, and then you could add in berries, you know, maybe cream or coffee coloured berries or yellow berries, or you could add in, let's see, what other colours? Green berries. I had to think then. Green berries, I'm trying to look. Or you could add in some apples. Some apples that are more of a yellowy green in colour. I've got some. I've only got a few. Let me just grab one. If I can grab one. Let's just... That's if you're doing it in the yellowy green. I've got these. I've placed on single picks. Instead of the pumpkins there, you could add the apples, guys. And that even looks just as nice. In fact, it does look nice. So why didn't I think of this to start with? So yes, just by adding a few apples in instead of taking the pumpkins out, would still look absolutely wonderful. So again, twiggy bits, if you've not got any on, you know, in store or in your buckets, but yet you've got some bushes or shrubs outside or anything like that, break a few twiggy bits off, take the leaves off, or leave a few leaves on, take some of them off, leave some on, and incorporate the real twigs as well into it. That would look absolutely stunning. So give it a go, and if you don't want a bow in it or anything, or you just want one coloured bow, you don't have to have the harlequin one. I just place that in just so it's got a different, you know, you spot it. Hence the reason I picked it, just so you could see there was a bow in there, and the one with the glitter as well. But if you don't want anything like that in, then just put a big either a mushroom or another pumpkin there, or if you want it for Christmas, put in a poinsettia there instead. So you could do that also. So I hope that's given you a few ideas. I hope you give it a go, guys, in these colours. I mean, the wonderful, very earthy sort of feel, but calming at the same time. So enjoy it. Please subscribe, share and like. To everybody you know, guys, I ask this all the time, you know, press the notification button and it will tell you when I've done a video. I'm still waiting to get my husband to connect the internet in here, so I may be able to go live one day. I've got the cable in and everything, I'm just waiting. And then, you know, have fun with it. Bring them along to see the different colour choices, different designs. You know, it may inspire them to give it a go themselves and have fun themselves, just like you guys. Or if you've got a family member and you feel confident enough, you show them how it's done. And that is a great challenge. And don't ever think that you're doing things wrong. Again, you're not. There's no rules or regulations or policies and agreements on how you should do it. It's all to do with creation. Again, everything would be boring on this earth if everybody created the same thing. So create something different yourself, something spectacular, as I know you all are very good, from especially the pictures I've seen, and have fun with it and enjoy. So God bless, guys. Again, please, you know, subscribe, share and like, and I will see you again here tomorrow. Good health, have a great day and take care. And I love you all. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Right, let's get in at a closer angle. I keep pressing a button when I take it off the stand and I can't figure out what I'm pressing for it not, I think for it not to focus very well. Yeah, look, the roses aren't focused. So I'm just going to press on the light and switch it off. Oh, that hasn't worked. What have I done? It's not focusing, look. It's just... There we go. It always seems to work when I do that. So there's our beautiful lemon roses. I can see a glue string there. With our hops and our astilbe, our lovely olive green. I don't know if you can see it here better. The colour, the olive green little pumpkin picks. Our twiggy bits. Our lovely eucalyptus and silver dollar. Let's just grab our mustard coloured tarragon. Our green paper mache pumpkin. Our ferns. You see the petals on them are slightly rounded. And our lovely mushrooms. I'm going to alter that to see if I can get that stem to come out a little bit. Our acorns there, look. And our hydrangeas. Our lovely maple leaf, and on the back the lovely veins. Our lovely ribbon as well with the harlequin. Oops, I've got my cable caught. With the harlequin and the glitter. That's a tail end, so I just turn the tail end over if you don't want it showing. And then our pine needles. Our Parfavolia just here as well. What else did I use, guys? I can't think. But there is our lovely arrangement, what we've created today. And again, give it a go, have fun and enjoy. So take care, guys, and have a wonderful day. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye.